Oi, greetings YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Daniel Day Lewis. That might be a lie. Okay, anyways, as you can tell in the title of the video, that this is yet another Glarry Bass review. For those of you who can't read, some Irish git gobshite on about the guitar boat. Anyways, here's the thing though. This is the Glarry Bass, the Glarry Jazz Bass, I might add. And this is a wee little early birthday present for yours truly. And I wanted to give a quick review on it. Quick being that, bear in mind that for an Irishman, a long story short is not applicable. Anyways, the Glarry Company. Let's begin with that. Now, the Glarry Company is an up-and-coming company. Well, I shouldn't say up-and-coming. It's been around for a couple of years. Whose, I guess you would say, motto is affordable pricing and quality instruments. And now I say affordable, and I'm not joking. It's a really good price and quality, and not just the bass guitars themselves, which they make a few offerings for that, but they are to make six strings, violins, if you're fancy taking up the violin and torturing the people around the house with it, because running your fingernails across a chalkboard isn't fun enough for you. The mandolins, percussion, all kinds of instruments, and again, affordable. Now, how much would you pay for such an instrument, you might ask? Well, before you answer, wait till I care. No, wait. Before you answer, this is what it comes with. A handsome, handmade, and by handmade I mean a machine that made it was made by hand, I'm sure, strap. Okay. And one that'll last a couple of plays, I'm sure. Not only that, but it comes with a power cord. I haven't used it yet because of the fact that I have one and this is kind of short. However, you know, in a pinch, this would be grand. You know, I've got a flurry of those around because from the other ones. Also, you get your standard, and this comes with a lot of, you know, your affordable or guitars in general, and that's your truss rod Allen wrench and your bridge Allen wrench, right? So you can adjust the action on your bridge, what have you. Okay, and these are fairly standard. You know, most people come with it. And finally, according to their website and their offerings, a plectern, which many of you, in the layman's terms, call a pick. Now, I don't use a pick often myself for a good reason, but I'm not Chris Squire. But you know, it comes with it. It's a fairly nice one too. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, but still. Okay, now that we got what you would get with your beautiful sunset finished bass, what would you pay for this? Well, if you were me, you'd pay less, but you would pay $85.99. Yes, $85.99, free shipping. Now, I'll be clear on this before we go any further. This I purchased on my own. I'm not getting paid by Glarry, or I'm not being endorsed by them. I paid for this thing. I bought it myself for my own birthday. Which incidentally, if you want to well wish me birthday wishes, or you know, send me birthday presents, I can't imagine why you would want to, because you don't know when that is exactly. But anyways, but like I said, for that price, free shipping, and oh, and you also get a beautiful box for which it comes in. It's around here somewhere, I don't know. Anyways, so let's get over the specs of the particular guitar we have here. Now, as I said before, I got mine done in the sunset finish, and it comes with different colors as well, like white, if you like cleaning up your guitars later, black, standard, blue, which is fairly nice, but I've got a blue already, and oh, and burley wood, which a lot of people just call natural. So, but like I said, you can see the finish is very nice. Okay, well, look at that. You can see the rest of my office there. But a nice glossy finish. The neck itself is not a coat or anything like that. It's just sanded on, nice one. And like I said, a very lovely looking piece of equipment here. Now let's go over some of the standard specs of these things. No, first off, okay. The first thing is the body itself, the beautiful body of shiny, shiny paint job is made of basswood or basswood. I mean, it's a bass, so imagine it's basswood. For those of you who might know, feel free to leave it in the comments. I won't look at them. The neck itself is made of maple, which is not a is not groundbreaking. All right, I mean most necks are made of maple. The fingerboard is rosewood, acquiring 20 frets. No, and the key thing now, this one, we'll go over that, is that the neck itself is really well made. I mean, I can't, so it's not groundbreaking. It's not if you're it's not a Rickenbacker. It's not a Fender, all right. Although this is, oddly enough, this is the post teardrop finish for the headstock. In the early days, 2 years or so ago, they used to make the Fender knockoff kind of teardrop backing, all right. And I guess I got either angry letter or cease and desist, whatever you want to call it, from Fender, I guess, and they stopped making it that way. So, and by the way, if any of you out there have the old ones with the teardrop neck or a headstock, by all means send it to me. Realize none of you are going to send me a bleeding thing, anyways. So anyway, so there we have that. The single coils, naturally, okay, Jazz Bass, and they're in-house. They're not, they're not DROs or anything like that, not humbuckers, but just nice in-house pickups, nothing to write home about, I guess. Two volume, one tone, which is standard for a lot of Jazz Bass, anyways. And like I said, the neck, very well made. However, it's not your run-of-the-mill Jazz Bass neck. All right, it's a fairly thicker neck, more like a baseball batty kind of thickness, as it were, like you would get with your P basses now. Now, which is fine for me because my fingers are fairly long, as you can see. But for some, if you're expecting that thin Jazz bass like from a Fender Jazz, or like a Square thing like that, all right, don't expect that. Okay, that's right out. I mean, but is it a deal breaker? I know, a stretch of the imagination. Just expect that. Okay, we'll get that out of the way. Now, the bridge, it's fairly run of the mill. It's nothing to, we're not going to tear our clothes off and dance around naked in celebration of this. It's a standard bridge. Does it do its job? Yeah, it does a great job, actually. And the headstocks are really good. I mean, the tuners are really well made. I mean, they're really well made. I like these a lot. And as you see, the headstock is really sweet on that too. And this thing really does keep a good tone there. It keeps in tune really well, and I'm fairly aggressive with me playing, especially when I'm playing like Iron Maiden or maybe or Rage Against the Machine. I'm fairly aggressive when I play, and this really, I mean, after playing a good session or so, it still stays in tune really, really well, which I really enjoy a lot. The nut itself, okay, is made of plastic. Again, for $85.99, unless you get it on a Black Friday special like I did. Anyways, it's made of plastic, right? Which some people lose their shite over. I myself, I mean, for $85.99, it's not going to be made of exotic whalebone or anything like that. It's plastic. I mean, still keeps a tone. It does what it's supposed to do, and that's important. So, like I said, now. Nice all around, okay. And again, for affordable guitars, you can't go wrong. There are other offerings out there for like your affordable or cost conscious guitars out there that don't even compare quality wise. Okay, if you go on your eBays, you go on your Amazons, you'll find guitars maybe close to the same price, but probably a bit more expensive, and their offerings are just terrible. I mean, you stand, you get the same stuff you get from here, the accoutrements, but their quality is subpar at best. Knockoff kings. Anyways, so overall, great sound to it and everything else. No, of course, you're probably all saying to yourself, well, what about the sound? What's it sound like? There. Okay, it's a good sound to it. I mean, it's a nice little tone to it. And again, I've had other affordable guitars, all right, that sound absolutely shite. They play well, all right, if they're not plugged in. However, plugged in, the pickups are awful, the wiring's terrible, whatever. So really, I mean, I run a nice guitar. So nice sound to it. And again, we could go through the tones and everything else, but I'm not going to. All right, go in the different pickups and everything else. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's try with the neck pickup, tone all the way up. I'm not going to go through the whole spectrum because we haven't got that kind of time, and I've not that kind of patience. Get it? Oops, that sucked. Okay, so that's with the tone neck pickup. Now, for the fun of it, we'll do the bridge. Okay, again, tone all the way up. Okay, all the way up like that. And here they are, all the way down. Nothing. Good. Anyways, so a good sound to it. I mean, for $85.99, unless you got it for the Black Friday special, then it's a great sound all the way around. I particularly like this one. It's a great starter. Okay, if a great beginning bass or a great intermediate, or even for that matter, a nice secondary. If you're gigging and your primary bass breaks a string or something, it's a great backup for certain. I mean, you can gig with this and really pass off. It'll do the job it's supposed to. So that's really important. A couple of things you might want to, because with every pro, there's got to be a con naturally. All right. A couple of the cons on this might be. It's a bit weighty, okay, at about £7.89. All right, so that's a bit weighty in itself. Like I said, the neck itself is great without the surprising, protruding frets to, cut your skin on while you're flailing up and down the board. Having to sand down the frets. So that's a plus, though. But neck, like I said, a bit thick, but it's a bit neck divey. Okay, not monumentally. I mean, I've had some that are like boat anchors at the end, and so you definitely start playing, and then notice you get smacked in the face with your own body here. So it's not that bad. No, it's not that bad at all. But it's a bit neck divey, but not major. Okay, a good cure for that is just simply run the cord through the strap and then into the guitar, so it'll ease up on that diving, or simply strap a small child to the end of it and counter off the balance, whatever. Um, Now, something you won't be able to hear, I don't think you'll be able to hear on this, and for a load of fellas who have done this already, all right, they've commented. Now, I myself have not noticed it a great deal on this, however, some have, and it's a slight hum in the off time. Now you can't hear it, and I'm not picking it up generally, but I'm not using a gigantic speaker anyways. I'm just using a small PV practice. But there's a tiny hum to it, and that's basically probably from the wiring and the lack of grounding. Without the proper insulation that you normally find in the wiring. So that might be it. But so I mean, if to think about this as being a great sort of project guitar in its own right, if you wanted to build up on it. And one of the things you might would start with is the wiring. All right, for me, it's not a great issue. I don't really care. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm not using this to do my shows or anything like that with it, so it's fine. Um, Now, another thing is, honestly, the strings they come with are nothing to write home about. They're not the Arios, they're not any ballads, they're nothing like that. Not Steve Harris flat ones or anything like that. Okay, they're standard, you know, run-of-the-mill strings. So you might want to get yourself another set for them. Okay, because when you start off, and I had this for a couple of days now, and I've used the string clean and the slick on it, all right? Because when I finished with it, my fingers looked like a coal miner's. They were just completely black, okay? So you might want to get new strings for it or clean them up a little bit. You probably can't see it. It's a bit nanky, but nothing, nothing like it was in the beginning. Or in the beginning, completely black. So yeah, because they're standard nickel ones, all right? So maybe new strings. I may say I'll probably put some flat rounds on here because I like flat rounds. They rock. Right? Flat rounds rock. That's like a tongue twister. Say it. Go on, go on, go on. Flat rounds. Yeah, forget it. I just screwed it up. Okay, thanks. Anyways, so that's a couple of things like that. But you know what? A great guitar for the price you pay for it. Okay, and like I said, you probably ask yourself, well, where would one get such a guitar? Where might I, the average viewer, find such a piece of equipment? Simple, at Glarry'sMusic.com. I'll put the link below. You can follow it if you fancy there. And like I said, uh, there it has it. Okay, a great starter or a great intermediate, a great project guitar, and all around just a fun guitar to work with. Um, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. If you have any questions, by all means, or if I forgot something that you might have been asking yourself, well, what about this, what about that, then by all means, leave them in the comments. I might read them, who the hell knows. The other thing now, of course, is if you like the video, by all means, give a thumbs up. Notice now, and I just want to take a couple of seconds to say this too, that I didn't do all this bollocks in the beginning to suck you in, to force you to do something. I'm saying at the end, if you like it, thumbs up. Okay, if you didn't like it, keep it to yourself. I really don't give a rat's. But anyways, and if you want to subscribe, by all means, feel free to. I can't imagine why you would want to, but if you do, I'll subscribe back to you. How's that? And that's usually the way it goes. If you subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to you. Many's the time I have launched a YouTuber's career by simply subscribing back to him, while I still use about maybe 4 or 5 people myself. All right, anyway, so that's it for it. I'm Irish Chuck. Thanks an awful lot for tuning in. And again, give it a thumbs up. We'll see you later on. Slan.